Are you a creative or a creative business owner? Let's talk about how to avoid the curse of comparing yourself to other people. This is a very commonly, discussed topic, especially in today's day and age of social media, because it is almost impossible every single day to open your eyes and not see what every other person is doing with their lives. And you're just stuck there, kind of like, okay, today I was able to brush my teeth and that's the only achievement I've done. So I'm going to talk you through how you can stop comparing yourself to other people and some practical tips to just add a little bit more joy in our lives, because we do need more joy. So the very first tip I have for you is to realize that social media is a highlight reel. I feel like so many people need to hear this because it has become this very toxic, and honestly, social media is not a bad thing, right? I am very much pro social media. I make a lot of money in my business through social media. So I'm not going to say it's a bad thing, because it really isn't a bad thing when you think of it in the bigger picture. What is bad is the perception that we get from it, because a lot of times it's difficult to tell someone, oh, don't go online if you don't want to compare yourself. So rather than telling someone to avoid it in its entirety, which is what a lot of people try to do, they say, oh, I uninstalled the app, or I blocked the app, or I did something like that. A lot of times it's difficult to avoid it because it's really not a bad thing. But what you want to be able to do instead is to understand that social media is a highlight reel. It is not the whole truth. It is not the whole story. I think that's a better way to put it. When you see someone's social media, page or whatever, they are basically showing you the best of them, which is normal and which is a good thing. You wouldn't expect people to come to social media and start showing off all the terrible things and all the bad things that's happening to them. This is, of course, different from, being transparent. You may come on social media and share, oh, this is something that I'm going through right now. It's not so nice and all of that. That's being transparent. That's being honest. But more often than not, a lot of people are not comfortable doing that, and you're not going to blame them for not being comfortable coming online on a public place and talking about everything that's going wrong in their lives. Instead, what they would want to do is to come online and show off the good parts of them, which is, like I said, it's very human, it's very normal, and you really can't be angry with anyone for showing off the good and not the bad. But it then rests on you as an individual to understand that, okay, this is the highlight reel. This is not the true story. So it wouldn't be fair to me if I'm then comparing my true story with someone else's highlight reel, because at the end of the day, that's not a fair comparison, right? It's just like comparing an onion to an orange. Not the same thing, not entirely edible in the same way. It's just kind of, it's not fair to yourself. It's not an equal comparison. So understand that social media is a highlight reel. The second tip I have for you is always, always, always find different ways to add more joy to your life. And this is, this one is funny, but it's true. Start thinking about yourself a little bit more. Start thinking about what kind of things make me happy, because I can guarantee you, right, there may be a temptation to compare, but if you are so busy, if the majority of your day is, involved in things that are genuinely making you happy, you wouldn't even notice, right? More often than not, when I'm on social media, if I'm not working, what I'm doing is looking at cat videos, because I'm a very big fan of cats and I love animals. And I literally spend, when it comes to binging social media, like, I'm just like scrolling through tons of cat videos and laughing my guts out. Like, it's so funny. For people who love cat videos, they know this. But basically, you want to find something that makes you happy and makes you laugh, rather than focusing on, oh, this other person did this thing and my life is in such a terrible place. This person went to France and I'm not able to go anywhere. I'm still stuck in my backyard. It's just, the energy is different when you come to social media and you're focusing more on things that make you happy, rather than looking at other people and just being like, why is my life like this? The third tip I have for you is to be more happy for other people. Now, I think it's almost like an evil spirit for some of us, right? It's almost like an evil spirit where it is so difficult to just genuinely be happy for someone. It's like, oh, this person graduated, like, good for you, and how amazing that, you finished that degree that you started, as opposed to, it's only BSc I have, and this person has gotten master's or PhD, and now it's like, it's very toxic comparison, right? And comparison can be a very terrible thing because it steals your joy. It makes you angry at things that you really shouldn't be angry at. So one very good practice, like I said, is to start practicing being genuinely happy for people, being honestly happy for someone else, even if you don't know them. Like, just in your mind or in your brain, just be like, how amazing that, that person did that thing. Or if it's a friend or a family member or someone that you know somewhere, just have that little bit of you that is almost proud of them for whatever accomplishments that they have, rather than them thinking about yourself. Because really, a lot of times, like I said, when we compare ourselves with other people, it's a very unhealthy and it's a very unequal comparison. It's a very unfair comparison because you are not weighing all the facts. You're not looking at all the details. So you are just coming from a place of my own, this is what I know about myself, but you do not know the full story about that other person. So the final tip I have for you is to learn to focus a little bit more on the long term. So let's say you've been wanting to get this certification, you've been wanting to get certified in whatever it is that you are doing, and maybe it's been a while, you've not been able to do that, and then you come on social media and you're seeing someone with their balloons and all happy, like, oh, I'm now a certified whatever, and oh, I'm now this. Instead of just outrightly comparing, the instant situation, like this person has this, I don't have it, are you able to focus a little bit more on the long term? So ask yourself questions like, if I give myself some time, will I be able to get this, right? Or do I even want to? So many times you are comparing yourself with someone for something that you may not even care about. You may not even be interested in, and all of a sudden you are Googling how to do something that you really didn't want to do before. So come from a place of a longer term strategy, right? Is this something that if I give myself time, will I be able to do this? Will I be able to get there? That's a healthier way of thinking about it, as opposed to just in that moment telling yourself this person has achieved A and I am still. Do you understand? It's very stressful. It's very frustrating. It's not healthy. And then finally, please practice more gratitude. If you do not have a gratitude journal, please start one, right? A gratitude journal is just simply like a book, like an exercise book that every morning you wake up and you just, even if it's one thing, like every day, you don't even need to write it down. If you don't want to have a journal, just every single day that you wake up, think about one thing, right? I like to do 3, but you can just start with 1. Think about one thing that you're grateful for today. Practice more gratitude in the moment so that you're not so focused, you're not so fixated on what other people are doing, on what's happening in their lives and what's going on and why your life is so backward and their life, they are just like checking off all the boxes. It's a very terrible, thing to put yourself through because, like I said, you are not measuring like for like, you are not measuring on the same plane, and a lot of times it's not just true, right? We know that we know that people lie on social media, and a lot of the things that some people put out there, it's not exactly as it is. And honestly, it's really none of your business. If they want to lie about it, then if it works for them, then that's their business. Your business is to be like, good job, good for you. This is my own journey. Like, I think we just need to generally start being more happy for other people and their accomplishments. It goes a long way. So let me know what you think. Are you someone that struggles with the course? I like to call it a course, the course of comparison. And what are some tips and strategies that you would advise creatives to kind of curb and stop comparing themselves with other people and just be happy with where they are right now? Let me know in the comments.